Hi, I'm Brakah Solomon. I'm a licensed therapist over 25 years. I'm also a relationship success coach. I work with entrepreneurs, helping them in their relationships and in business. We are at the Four Seasons in Houston, Texas, and we are here for the 4.0 Conclave, Manosphere. I'm here actually in a supportive role for all the men that are here. I'm here along with two other women. We were to make sure everybody was registered, everything was in order, and basically to be a support to all of the men here. Yes, there is a movement. There are several movements. I would say it probably started with what we may consider the feminist movement, where the focus was on women and making sure that women knew their rights and that they had rights and that they were able to move and be about as they choose and that they had choices and that they have choices. Now, as it relates to the manosphere, one thing that I've noticed just in my profession and even in just my personal surroundings is the disparity between men issues and women issues and men and women being able to connect. So I'm a firm believer of everything that's happening here. Well, I wouldn't say everything. I'm not aware of everything that's happening. However, from the standpoint of the men coming together, building up men so that they're at their best, so that they're on their A game, so that they can be better husbands, better fathers, and just overall better men, I'm 100% in favor. He's actually the chief of the Okaloosa Chukma Arawak Chata Nation, and he's also the chief of legal affairs for an organization called LENA. He has a legal background, although he's not an attorney or anything like that, but he's just very knowledgeable about men and their identity and men not being misidentified. We brought our son, and so a big focus is on him. He's a young man, early 20s, and we think that for our people such as ourselves to be able to come together, for men especially, and to be able to just connect and be an encouragement to one another. We were here more so as supportive staff, but you know what? We've always have been lifelong learners. So we're always developing ourselves, always looking to do self-improvement. So not only do we come and partake, but we also glean. So that's the role that we play. I do have more of a traditional, what some may deem as more of an old-fashioned approach, you know, in terms of men being leaders of their homes. However, that is something that I stand on. It's been time-tested and true for me and my household. My mate and I, we've been wed for 31 years. We live in harmony. We live in peace. We have 5 offspring whom we've homeschooled from ages 16 through 25. And so we have something special, and although I say special, it ought not to be special. It ought to be regular. However, it's not something that we see day to day. So one of the things that we do is coaching and counseling for other couples and letting them know what's possible. As they say, different strokes for different folks. People have to decide what works for them. But as it relates to what I perceive to be a God-given order to family, as it relates to husband, wives, children, I stand on it and I'm living it at its best. Now, interestingly, although I live it, it's not what I was privy to in my upbringing. Yes, now that's maybe surprising, but I was not privy to that. Now, my mom and dad were wed when I was conceived and born. However, I was reared in a single parent family. So everything that you may see or that we represent were things that I desired and things I sought after. Now, although we've been wed for 31 years, between year 6 and 7, when we conceived my first child, that was a very difficult, very, very challenging year for us. And the thing that helped us to get through that challenging year was development. That's when we really started the pursuit of personal development. We went through like a retreat for couples. We learned the blueprint for how to be successful in relationships. Then we became part of the ministry team for 14 years, 13, 14 years, where we helped prepare the conferences for other couples. From there, we started to undergo business development for about 8 years. I would say that relationships and relationship success is an art. It's not something that just happens, and it's not something that's based upon love or how much I love you, how much you love me. We see that. First-time marriages, there's a 50% success rate. Second-time marriages is a 33% success rate. Third-time marriages is a 26% success rate. So what that tells us is there's something other than love And what I have discovered that's something to be is skill. Being able to communicate, knowing how to communicate, knowing the rules of engagement, knowing roles. My mate and I, each of us are just very unique and powerful people. However, knowing what is the role of a wife, what is the role of a husband. Not that I can't do this or he can't do that. What I have found and what we have found is when we know our roles and we operate in our roles, that's how we achieve harmony. And the harmony that we've achieved and that has been transferred over within our household and transferred over to our young, to our offspring, it's for everybody. It's for anybody. However, we're not having the examples. Now, a lot of that, I believe, in not having the examples because we're not looking at relationship as something where we need to go to school. See, whatever your profession is, you've had to learn that profession. My profession, I had to learn, I had to study it. But as it relates to relationships, we think it's supposed to just happen because I love you and you love me. I have found that doesn't happen. Statistics says that doesn't happen. Some of our most wealthiest people, when you see their lifestyle and their situation, it tells you that that's just not the way it is. But what I have found to be the way it is to be able to be schooled in one another. I call it, like with my mate, say chief, we call him chief because he's chief of a tribe. For example, chiefology, that's the study of chief. And I'm Brakah, so Brakahology, the study of Brakah. And so when we're intentional about that, man, there's nothing we can't do and achieve together. So I'm glad to be here and willing to share what I know with others. Matter of fact, if you want to reach out to me or reach out to Chief, we have a website, brakahsolomon.com. That's a way to reach out to us. But just know, if you are desirous of having that relationship that you can enjoy and that's fulfilling and that brings you peace, where you're not alone and having to figure everything out by yourself, but having actually someone there with you who has your back and you have their back, all of that is possible. However, there's an art to it. So learn the art and you can have it.